Good evening. This is John Bushka. I just want to show you some pictures and videos from the World Pride weekend. These are with my cell phone. These are on Friday night at the wharf for the boat parade. Actually, and other pictures. There's a football, an athletic field near there, more boats. That's the Wharf Hotel. The Anthem Theater is near there. The Washington Nats um, little stand on the wharf. There was a plane flying in one of them. That's some raw salmon at the Lebanese restaurant that I ate at. And there's some more boats. And then I'll show a few of the videos.
Yeah, I need you to stay in between me and mommy, okay? You have to stay in between me and mommy. Yeah, that'll be behind let's just have the rule. Mommy and daddy.
And 50. And this is from Philippines Street. And 58, 18. Here's a series of more still pictures. That's from the boat parade, and then that's Freddy's. That was brunch on Saturday morning, and then there's a gathering for the drag show, and then that's on the way. My camera got stuck. This is the Casio camera. The edges got stuck on U Street, walking to the T Street, and then that's assembling on T Street from looking at view from U Street, and then some more views on Saturday afternoon. Now, here are some pictures of the quill in the St. Thomas Parish Episcopal Church on 18th Street and P, just above P Street near DuPont Circle. And some pictures of the quill. There was also one over in the park, which was no longer up on 22nd Street. Leonard Matlovich, this is very interesting. There was a movie about him in 1977, I think, in the Air Force. He was one of the first people to challenge the ban on gays in the military way back in the 1970s, long before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But that's very interesting that there was a quilt panel for him. And there's a close up of it. And a couple more. There, one of them was a musician. That's a violin concerto of Mozart. Um, and this particular quilt, gay cancer, that was Kaposi sarcoma, which was an unusual skin cancer that occurred with AIDS in gay men, and started decreasing after a while, but it was very prominent in the early years of AIDS in the first year. I remember that real well. And then another quilt. And now, and also the Berlin Underground in the Underground DuPont Circle, a few pictures. There was also a short movie being shown. A dog came by and sat by me. That was kind of strange. Maybe it's a sign there's something wrong with me. They smell or something. But a big dog came and just sat by me as I watched the movie. Local art sale, and this is the entrance into the Pride Festival. This was today, and now this is the first year you've had to go through security formally to get in through a machine, and it's all fenced in. So you have to. There's one place you have to walk a couple blocks down, after 9th Street to get in, and there's only two exits. So it was not as pleasing to me, as interesting to me this year as it had been in the past years. It was a lot more restrictive because of the security. There was a colon cancer display in the which used to be at the NBC Washington Health Fair, and that's just another picture looking up Pennsylvania of the looking at it of the fair of the this Pennsylvania Avenue block party, street party fair that runs for about 6 blocks that we have every year. Didn't have for 2 years though during COVID. The camera froze on it. There was as I was walking back to 4th Street, there was a display for a headache foundation and flags, a lot of flags between 3rd and 4th Street for this headache foundation, which I'd never heard of. Kind of interesting. There was a call to action. I'd never heard of that. And here's another couple more videos. Up on T Street. This was on T Street near the entrance. The Gay Men's Chorus, a band. So that's the Gay Men's Chorus. And this is back on 14th Street about an hour and a half later. This is on the castle. Not many floats as usual, but there were a few. Saturday afternoon, the parade.
Oh my God, I see them niggas, bro. Look at how we get across, bro. I don't think it's a parade. I don't think we can get across.
And I wanted to show you a map study, just like in school when they make you learn to study maps on where everything was. Southwest waterfront. I thought there's Nationals Park. On Thursday night, I went to Nationals Park, which was the gay night at the park, and there were actually a couple of people there that were familiar to me that happened to be in the seats nearby. I think one person from Minneapolis, maybe, that I sort of remembered. But when I was there a couple of years ago, but yeah, it was interesting. There were a lot of people wearing the Pride shirts in the right field stands. The Nats lost that game to the Cubs, though. And then if you move up toward this is here's Pennsylvania Avenue, and the festival is between Third Street. Here's the Capitol. It's approximately here, and Ninth Street, and over here's the Federal Triangle Metro, and it's about from about here, and you had to walk a couple blocks and ankle back to get in through security. You had to do several switchbacks to get in through security, just like at the airport. And the start of the thing was at T Street and 14th, and that would be Logan Circle is on 13th. That would be up here T Street and this. So it's right here is where it started. It's where the started, went down and down to Pennsylvania Avenue. And so, and a lot of the newer bars are along in here. The Crush is here, and the Bunker, and then the Eagle and New Eagle. So, that's what I have today. Just some photos from World Pride. Wasn't the most uh, wasn't the most maybe exciting for me. It was very large, many activities. Some of them were different from what I was used to before, but so that's what it was tonight, and I'm not going to make a lot of comments about it. So I just wanted to show a photographic record of, and we'll get back to my book contents and movies and that kind of stuff. The issues I'm concerned about the next video. And I do thank you for listening.